Hello and welcome to the iNews Special Bulletin. I'm Tejaswin Alam and here are some headlines. Telangana continues its war against Corona. Disease bias. AP receives twice as much funding as Telangana does. Hope continues in the time of COVID-19. Corona brings crude oil prices crashing. And for the foodies, Halim too seems to be taking a COVID break. And now for the details. The fight against Corona is not yet over. Fear has gripped the people of Hyderabad with 12 new positive cases and 2 deaths. One each from Nizamabad and Medchil have also been recorded. This brings the total number of positive cases across the state to 872 and the death toll to 23. Only 21% of the positive cases have been discharged. Even with all the states in some sort of a lockdown, Corona itself seems to be ignoring all boundaries. With the number of Corona cases increasing at a rapid pace in the states bordering Telangana, the government is on tenterhooks. With 75 new cases in AP alone and with most of them being in the border districts, the T government has tightened vigil at the borders. The battering continues at other borders too, with Corona entering stage 3 in Maharashtra, which as of now has the highest number of cases. The T government is concerned about the movement of people between the two states. With tea receiving essential commodities from both these states, officials are being stretched tight in their efforts to contain the spread of the disease across state boundaries. While the T government has strictly prohibited any movement of people between the borders, people in the bordering districts are continuing to evade these restrictions. On one hand, TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu approved the lockdown as the only solution to the Corona crisis. But on the other hand, he remarked that the increase in the number of positive cases in AP is alarming. He also went ahead to state that he was angry that his call for an all-party meeting has received no response.
ఈ కరోనా వైరస్ని అండర్మైన్ చేయడం కానీ అండర్ ఎస్టిమేట్ చేయడం కానీ కావాలని దీన్ని కప్పిపుచ్చే ప్రయత్నం చేసినా కూడా తప్పని చాలా ఫస్ట్ నుంచి చెప్తూనే వచ్చాను. అదే సమయంలో ప్రపంచం అంతా కూడా కరోనా వైరస్ నుంచి ఏ విధంగా బయటపడాలి, ఏ విధంగా మనం చేస్తే మన ప్రాణాలు కాపాడుకుంటాం అనే ఆలోచన చేస్తూ ఉంటే మీరు మాత్రం ఈరోజు ఆలోచిస్తే అది కాకుండా రాజకీయాలు చేసే పరిస్థితికి వస్తున్నారు. నేను మొట్టమొదటి రోజు నుంచి చెప్తున్నాను, మేము చెప్పేది ఆల్ రాజకీయ పార్టీలు, ఒక తెలుగుదేశం పార్టీగా, తెలుగుదేశం పార్టీ ప్రధాన ప్రతిపక్షంగా ఉండొచ్చు, అన్ని రాజకీయ పార్టీలు ఉన్నాయి, ఆల్ రాజకీయ పార్టీలతో ఒక సమావేశం పెట్టండి. మీకు నచ్చిన ఆఫీసర్లు కానీ మేధావులు పిలవండి, మనం అందరితో మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత దీన్ని ఏ విధంగా కంట్రోల్ చేయగలుగుతామో చేద్దామని పదే పదే చాలాసార్లు చెప్పాం.
Even as the number of new cases is on the rise, states are taking every positive news as a sign of hope. Statistics of increase being registered only in the pockets of the country rather than across all states has given states much needed hope in the time of adversity. The tiny state of Goa seems to be the ray of hope everyone is looking up to. With no new corona cases since the 4th of April, the tourism dependent state has the distinction of being the first corona-free state in the country. In more good news, the Chief Minister of Manipur has also announced on Twitter that the number of positive cases in the state has reached 0, indicating that the lockdown efforts are bearing fruit. Even Kerala, that has still recently been firmly in the grip of corona, it has reported only single-digit rise in the number of new cases. The northeast continues to be the bearer of good news. Sikkim, which borders Bhutan, China and Nepal, began screening for corona since the 29th of January and has not registered a single corona case yet. Corona-stifled states breathe a sigh of relief as the central government yesterday released the state's share of central taxes. The finance minister announced on Twitter that a total of 46,000 crore has been released, with UP receiving a lion's share of 8,255 crore. Goa, the corona-free state, received only 177 crore. However, all is not hunky-dory down south. The centre's releasing of 1,892 crore to AP and only 982 crore for Telangana could now become the new bone of contention. Danger bells are still ringing. The state of AP, which has already reported to have been in stage 3 of the corona spread, is now have set to go on to the next stage. The authorities have reported 40 cases of COVID-19, where the trajectory of the disease is yet to be established. None is reported to have any travel history or a connection to the Delhi Jamaat. The silent spread, which has started with a well-known physician in Kurnool being affected, now seems to have spread to several districts including Anantapur, Rajahmundry, Guntur and Srikalahasti. This silent spread is also triggering alarm and concern in Telangana. Contact tracing has been vital in allowing the authorities to check the spread of the disease. However, the recent outbreak of silent cases where no clear contact trajectory could be established, coupled with the recent easing of lockdown restrictions leading to people making non-essential travel, is making things even more challenging for both authorities and the medical fraternity. In the light of these events, the centre is advising states to monitor the lockdown situation very carefully. It is also warning local leaders to not violate the lockdown in the name of social help and service. Tempers seem to be flaring. State Union Minister Ajay Bala sent a memorandum to the chiefs of states asking them to strictly defer to the lockdown regulations. With the easing of the lockdown regulations in some states, people have taken to non-essential travel, which has angered the centre. He said that the states need to pay more attention to how the lockdown is being eased. Moving to the industry, Corona has left its impact everywhere, and its latest victim is the crude oil price. With the lockdowns in place all over the world, fuel consumption has dropped to the lowest the world has seen in decades. This has brought both the demand for oil and its prices crashing down, calling the oil industry's survival into question. In America alone, 9.7 million barrels of crude oil has been lying untouched. It is estimated that the effects of Corona will further reduce the demand for crude oil. The demand, which is currently at a low of 35 million barrels, is expected to fall further to 27 million barrels. Keeping the situation in mind, the US, Saudi Arabia and Russia have all decided to restrict the crude oil production to 10 million barrels per day. The effects of all this are profound. The prices of crude oil have reached a two-decade low price of $14.73 per barrel. In international news, something that has caught the world by storm is the news that North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un is in grave danger after a surgery. Both South Korea and China have, however, played down the speculation. The speculation about Kim's health grew after he missed an event to mark the birth anniversary of his grandfather and the country's founder, Kim Il-sung, on the 15th of April. It must also be kept in mind that this is not the first time that Kim's failure to appear in public has triggered speculation about his health. Reports suggest that in the event of his death, his sister Kim Yo-jong will take over the reins of the nation. This one's for the foodies. No matter your religion or language of faith, nothing brings Hyderabad together like Halim does. People of all ages and all faiths eagerly look forward for the month of Ramzan, even if it is just for Halim. During the holy month, the aroma of this special dish cloaks Hyderabad. The mere mention of this food drives enthusiasts into a tizzy. With only 4 days to go for Ramzan, it looks like Corona has put brakes on this rivalry. This is bound to have cascading effects on many, from butchers to specialist Halim chefs, from salespersons to delivery boys. Many look towards Ramzan not just as a holy month, but also as a month that provides financial relief. This year, however, things seem to look very different and quite heartbreakingly so. That's all from us from the studio today. Stay home, stay safe, and stay tuned for more updates.